Okay, let's unpack this one. Today, our deep dive takes us to the High Court of Kerala in India. We're looking at a really remarkable case from July 2025. It's all centered around one litigant, Asif Azad, who decided to represent himself, appeared party in person.
Right, no lawyer involved.
Exactly. And our mission really is to explore this extraordinary interaction between his pursuit of justice and, well, the court's pretty steadfast commitment to its own procedures.
Yeah, and what's fascinating when you look at the documents is how they reveal this critical balance,
Yeah.
between individual rights on one side
Right.
and the core principles of judicial decorum and the rule of law on the other. We're really getting into a situation where some intense claims met a very firm response from the court. Led to a pretty significant outcome, actually.
So, okay, Asif Azad, he's 32. He files these 2 writ petitions in the High Court.
Right, formal requests for the court to step in.
One was asking for an immediate FIR, that's a first information report, against 5 people for, well, various alleged offenses.
And the other petition?
That one was aimed at getting his old passport back and obtaining a new one. He claimed these same 5 people had unlawfully kept it, maybe even stolen it.
And his broader claims were quite extensive. He alleged a whole conspiracy involving these people.
Yeah.
He even accused 2 of them, respondents 4 and 5, of active drug trafficking. Mentioned mafia dawn, routes between Saudi Arabia and Dubai via Umrah pilgrimages. I mean, really detailed stuff.
Wow.
And it didn't stop there. He also went after police officials, claimed they filed false statements, changed complaints, maybe took bribes, and an advocate, too, for misrepresenting facts.
Goodness.
He even believed his passport moving from Dubai back to Kerala was part of some smuggling operation, which he said led to customs treating him like a terrorist.
So these are huge allegations: systemic corruption, personal persecution. That's the picture he was taking.
Pretty much, yeah. Very serious.
So given all that, maybe it's not totally surprising that he didn't just challenge the people he accused, but the court itself.
That's right. A key part of this was him repeatedly asking the judge, Justice P.V. Kunhikrishnan, to recuse himself, to step down from the case.
He actually demanded the judge step aside. How often does that happen?
Well, it's definitely not standard procedure, and it really bumps up against how courts work. The court itself stressed, that the rule of law demands obedience to court orders. Disregarding those orders, they said, just undermines the whole justice system.
So a litigant can't just say, I don't want this, judge.
Exactly. The court clarified that. You can't dictate who hears your case. The Chief Justice sets the roster. That's how it works.
Okay. And how did the judge react to this specific request from Azad?
The judge viewed the submission for recusal as contemptuous, especially because apparently Azad had been warned about similar conduct before.
Oh, really?
Yes, in another case just 10 days earlier, which got dismissed because he didn't show up and pursue it. So there was a pattern emerging.
I see. A pattern of challenging the court's authority.
That seems to be how the court saw it. They brought up some important legal ideas, too. Referenced a Supreme Court point that easy access to justice shouldn't be misused as a license to file misconceived or frivolous petitions.
Makes sense. You can't just flood the system.
Right. And they mentioned Justice J.S. Kehar's principle that judges shouldn't recuse just because a party asks them to, unless there's a real justified reason. It's about upholding their oath.
So even though Azad was making complaints against the judge, filing things with the president of India, the judge stood firm.
Absolutely. The judge basically said, despite the threats and complaints, his duty was to uphold his oath without fear.
So Azad keeps demanding recusal, keeps refusing to actually argue his case on the merits.
Oh.
What happens then? What's the final result for these petitions?
Well, in the end, both writ petitions were dismissed.
Dismissed.
Yeah. The court essentially said, look, he's refusing to engage with the process. He's showing ongoing disobedience of court decorum, so we can't proceed.
And was that it? Just dismissal?
No. They actually went a step further. They imposed heavy costs,
Right.
$50,000, on Mr. Azad. He had to pay it to the High Court Legal Services Authority within a month.
50,000 rupees. That's quite significant.
It sends a message, definitely.
Yeah.
If you sort of connect this to the bigger picture, what this case really zeroes in on, I think, is that while access to justice is fundamental, absolutely crucial, it's tied to this responsibility, the responsibility to respect the judicial process, the decorum. It raises that question. How do courts keep their authority and ensure fairness when they face these kinds of challenges? even personal threats.
That's a really important point. It's a balancing act. And as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe something for you, our listener, to consider is this. In our world today where information flies around and individual grievances can feel, all-consuming, what is the ultimate responsibility of someone using the formal justice system? It's this dynamic between the person seeking justice and the structures designed to deliver it. Something to mull over way beyond just the headlines of this one case.